Doing shot of barber, this is how I do a beard, right? First thing you want to do is you want to outline the beard, all right? You want to get a good outline, that way you can see how the beard is going to form. So what I did was I lined the back of the beard up and right up under the bottom. Another way to find out how to do the outline, is to see how it's going to form, is you want to line up the bottom of the mustache as well. That way you can see how it's all going to come together. All right? As you can see, he's not too far out from having a haircut, so you can pretty much see how the hair is going to line up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a system I like to call jab, jab, hook, okay? And I'll start right here, and I'll start it right here on the top, which I will call a jab, and come back over here and start right here at the base of the bottom by the mustache, right? So you can see how it all forms. Then come through, hit the mustache, right? As you can see, it all comes together fairly quickly. Now come through with the hook, pulling the skin up. If when you pull up the skin, you should see the hair kind of lump up a little bit. So what you want to do, excuse the crying baby, what you want to do is you want to pull the skin and kind of, so you can get a good grip. Pull the skin, right, as you see it lump up a little bit, make a straight line. Pull it up, make a straight line, just like that. And as you see, when you let it go, it automatically hooks, right? So you want to do the whole thing all the way through. Pull it up, make a straight line, pull it up. And the straight line is simple. The line comes from here to here, and you see the lump right there. So what you want to do, right, is if you got the line, and you got the starting line and the finish of the line, you want to make the line meet and come through with a straight line and make the line straight. And when you make the line straight like that, it automatically forms into the beard, right? Same thing with this part of the hook. Same thing with this part. You come in, pull, see how the line come out, see how it stands out. You want to start, you got your start, you got your finish. Pull, come over, make your hook. Sometimes when you do your hook, you might go in a little too far, or you might not go far enough, but you never be alarmed because you leave yourself some room so you can fix any mistake you may make. Mistakes are common, and basically that's how you do, or basically that's how I do a beard. This is how I get a beard in there. And then from this point on, you're just touching up, right? Then you want to come to the front of the beard. As you see, you already pretty much got that. Then you come to the front, right? And do the same thing right there. Ask the customer for a little bit of help. Straight line. Straight line on the beard. Straight line on the beard. You're only doing half, starting in the middle. Coming to the corner of the mouth. Using the bottom part of my blade. Coming to the corner of the mouth. Just like that. And that's basically it. So from this point on, the only thing you're doing is cleaning up the beard and making everything come together the way you want it to. Making it look as new as you need it to look. So what I tend to do sometimes is I switch from the double-edged blade to the single-edged blade. Because the single-edged blade has the corners on it. And with the corners you can see a little better and you can get a more crispier line. So you go to the single-edged blade just to tap the hair and to make the line that much more defined. Just like that. Coming all the way around. Coming all the way around the beard slowly and carefully. Only cutting the hair that need to be cut. Make it look real neat and clean. Just like that. Now sometimes you may want to cut the hair down first, or sometimes you might want to line it up first. It depends on you. That's just your preference and how you work. Simple as that. The only thing I'm doing is just touching it up, trying to make the line as clean as possible. All right, next thing you want to do, come back with your clippers and probably touch it up just a little bit. And now you're ready for the next side. Stop. Now that you got both sides of the head done, you got both sides of the beard done, right? What you want to do is you want to have your client lift his head back just a little bit, all right? So you can see where your mistakes may be, right? So what you want to do is you got to envision a line coming straight across the face like that, all right, with the beard. Both points of the beard need to add up, and this need to be as straight as possible, okay? Now, remember, when you do a beard, you got to do a beard that contours to the customer's face, okay? Your client, everybody's face isn't the same, so you got to have them tilt his head back just a little bit, all right, just enough. You know, you want an imaginary line. If you have to, take your comb and see if those 2 points add up, just like that. So the best way to do it and to get a clear view is to turn them towards the mirror, because the mirror will give you about 6 feet difference. So turn the customer to the mirror, you stand back behind the customer like this, right? And from this point on, you should be able to see every mistake you made. All right, if the lighting in the shop is pretty good, then you should be able to see every mistake. So looking at this right here, I can see a couple places I may need to touch up. Right here on the side, I'll turn around so you can see. Looking up, as you see, I didn't cut his hair down because we're going to leave it thick for now, just for the tutorial purposes. All right, so I'm looking, I see right here, we need to touch right here a little bit. I got my single edge blade because I like it better for more detail. And like I tell you, once you get the line on there, from that point on, it's really just touching up. You're really just touching up. Use the back of the blade, just like that. All right. Then you always want to go back to your reference mark. You know, turn it back to the mirror. Right. Come back, step back on it sometimes. Look. Right. Right here need to be touched a little bit. You want to get it as straight as possible, because like I tell you, everybody's face isn't the same. So you got to do a beard according to how their face look. Even when you lift their head up, you can pretty much see if up under the chin is lined up. You might need to go back up under the chin and touch that part as well. You know, we're barbers, we're not perfect, so we always correcting ourselves and doing something to enhance the cut. And every little part of the beard actually counts. You know, when you wear a beard, every part counts. So you can't just flake out on the bottom part thinking, well, they got their head down, so ain't nobody gonna see it. Trust me, they see it, man. I done had so many customers' girlfriends come to me and say, why you don't ever line up the bottom of my husband's neck so properly like you do the top? But that was early in my career. That's when I learned that it's just as important. The bottom of the beard is just as important as the top. Just like that. Line it up. And there you have it. That's how I do a beard.